Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Riot Games Arena. It is opening week presented by MasterCard. We're kicking off LCS Spring 2024 here on day number 2. It's time for game number 3. It's time for Immortals going head-to-head with FlyQuest. Corki, are you ready?
I'm so ready. The crowd is super ready too. Loving the new stage setup we have here. Looking quite spiffy up there. Of course, Immortals starting out with the 0-1. Want to turn that one around. We have seen the Seraphine and the, well, just Seraphine in general, no matter what you're pairing it with.
Little strong?
Be very, very effective. We'll see if FlyQuest want to go with that one again. I actually talked to Papa Smithy out in the audience yesterday a little bit, talking about how they were pretty happy to be able to get their first win with some comfortable, you know, Seraphine bottom lane for the most valuable prospects duo that they have down there, and get the win under their belt. So I'm excited to see what they do different this time around, since the Seraphine has been banned away.
Yeah, the Seraphine's banned out. The current Lord of the top lane in Udyr is also not available. Lucian taken off the table by Immortals. We've got the Kalista and the Rumble banned out. Now, an important thing for y'all here, that is not a missed ban from FlyQuest. It's just a misfire on the graphic. That is Nocturne.
Oh, it looks just like Nocturne,
actually. It's just Nocturne casting Paranoia, and now you can't see them. So Nocturne is not available. That's just an error there. Don't worry about it. Immortals locking in the Varus as the first pick here for tactical.
Yeah, if the double support items are off of the table, Varus is for sure premier pick right now, the go-to. The lethality builds are so good right now, with lethality being straight up 1 armor penetration. But the Ashe Jhin combinations also playing for bottom lane, playing for plates, has been a really strong duo lane, and Ashe getting through. FlyQuest snagged that one up really quickly here.
Nicely picked up, but what do you want to pair it with here? We've got Archer versus Archer combat in the first 2. FlyQuest, still plenty of powerful picks available on the table for them. Inspired picking up the Vi. From a target like Varus, Vi has plenty of options.
Yeah, Vi has been super popular here for that guaranteed engage. And in the hands of Inspired too, who wants to be the main shot caller on this FlyQuest team. Has very strong opinions about the game. It's one of the reasons that FlyQuest did pick up Inspired in the first place and get him back here on the Rift, the former 2-time MVP. See what they respond with here, even before Azir has been picked up. And we've seen Corki picked in isolation without even considering matchup already in multiple occasions as well. Just so strong on the patch. With the new items added, has a lot of options to go to, and always gives that really good pairing with Varus. Every time you get your hands on the lethality Varus, you want some magic poke to go with it, Flowers.
Yup.
Got both flavors.
You know what I'm excited about? One of the big things about LCS always being first to the punch this year is we're going to be the first ones that once they nerf Corki, we don't have him in the league anymore. It's going to be great. But for now, he's on top. He is running some stuff in the mid lane. They're going to lock in the Rell next to the Varus. This bottom lane for Immortals, man, has some lockdown.
It certainly does. But the FlyQuest bottom lane, that Jhin Ashe I was talking about, they did end up pairing the Ashe with the Jhin. Kind of as expected for that super strong, pushing for tower plates, pushing for money. And when you see this draft start out that way, you also start to think about junglers prioritizing possible ganks on bottom side, dives on bottom side, instead of the grubs, and trying to use the grubs as a little lure, a little bait up to the top side for their opponent.
The grubbies. Yeah,
go get the grubbies. I'll dive your bottom lane, and it'll be fine. And we'll earn our turret plate money the old-fashioned way without the grub debuff. As we get further here, though, we are seeing the Cassante bans rise up as well. See if they double down on this one, because they're going to be the ones looking to answer the Corki in the mid lane for the mid lane pick. So Immortals probably just going to double down there and give a couple of the protection bans. Corki has been super safe generally, and so taking out some of the other Jensen-like control mage options that he has played.
So, another one here. Fortunately, the bans for FlyQuest are just having a little bit of trouble showing up today. They're a little bit stage shy. That is not a misban. That is a Jax. So it is a double topside ban here in the second half from FlyQuest. Cassante and Jax taken off the table. Remember that all-powerful Udyr was first banned by Immortals over on the other side. What will the final ban for Immortals be? I'm with you. I'm expecting some more mid lane protection there with the Corki. Do you get rid of the Azir, that classic lullaby? Nope. We're going to get rid of the Jace instead, getting rid of some of that long-range physical damage additional poke.
Yeah, Corki usually liking his poke chances versus the Azir, even though it is the most popular champion on the current patch. Is such a versatile champion. Even though most people are going with Nashor's Tooth, sometimes we've seen the Conqueror Azir, sometimes you get the Hail of Blades Azir for the more threatening lane phase burst. The Conqueror, really good if your opponents have a very tanky front line, in which case I think Immortals probably will be drafting a tankier front line here. Rell plus something else for having a 2-stage engage. Really strong front line to set up for their poke, for their Corki Varus here. So probably going to go that direction, and Jensen will be happy to get his Azir. But it is going to be the blinds for Immortals since Castle is on blue side. And you mentioned, even though you can't see it right now on the client, the Jax is the other ban here, and the premier champions there were illustrated for Castle as Jax and Gnar, but he goes with the Aatrox. Okay, this time around.
Yeah, lots of top side potential bans there with the Rumble, the Udyr, the Jax, the K'Sante all out.
Bwipo has a lot of options here for countering and playing into the Aatrox, but we get the Blitzcrank, so Rell into the jungle, and we get the Blitzcrank pulls for bottom side into the double range matchup.
I really like Blitzcrank into 2 immobile champions like Ashe and Jhin. Yeah, if you miss those pulls, you're going to be in a world of hurt. But if you hit him, man, you're the hero of the day. It's the story of Blitzcrank for every game that he plays in, but particularly against 2 targets that have no way to get out of it. There's a lot of opportunity here.
And Olleh just loves to play that engage. Loves to play the aggressive side of the matchup. Always looking to play like kill sides of matchups instead of pushing for tower plates and pushing for those CS leads. But that's one of those Bwipo picks. The counter, the Olaf comes in. Definitely early stages has the possibilities of running down the Aatrox before Aatrox gets some levels in him. I want to see about junglers and if they take some early routes up towards that side, because even with the changes to top lane walls, top laners are not immune to ganks now, and very oftentimes you can just do lane ganks. Super underappreciated, but going through lane into the side lane brush here, as long as your top laner is keeping track of the enemy top laners trinket wards, can be super effective, especially when you have these double melee, volatile lane matchups where Olaf just always wants to trade health with you, always wants to threaten you with the undertowed chase down.
So both today with Licorice and yesterday with Doublelift, having these pro player guests on, we've been asking them, okay, seeing both drafts, which one would you rather be playing on? And you were a pro player a little bit further ago, but still a pro player.
Just a little bit further back.
Which one of these drafts would you rather be piloting?
Good 10 years. Honestly, me, I like it when my top laner is the one that goes with has the counter pick and has the Olaf, because I'm a pretty big fan of playing for grubs, of playing for aggressive isolated matchups like that to try and push. And, the Corki Azir matchup nowadays isn't as bad for Azir as it used to be. So I'm still confident in Jensen getting his hands on that pick. He always is at home on these control mages.
Yeah, Jensen with control mages, sticking to the bread and butter. It was always more of the criticisms of Jensen would be when the mid lane meta diverted from those traditional types of picks. When it was things like the Viego mid, we remember the struggles that he had in those types of metas. But when, hey, we've got Azir being the most prominent champion, like you were talking about, highest presence, that's perfect. Great. Give me the Azirs, give me the Oriannas, if that's what we want to see for Jensen.
I'm very excited for this one. Plus, their bottom lane now, they're not running a Seraphine bottom lane, okay? They are running Ashe Jhin, one of the most powerful double range, early push for plates, play for money, play for pressure. So much CC in that bottom lane. They're really going to put their rookies to the test this time, giving them some real power, firepower down in that bottom side.
Yeah.
And Olleh coming back here. Let's see what he can do about it. He's got the Blitzcrank, looking for the God Hand pulls.
I'm also a little bit concerned for FlyQuest, though, because the whole team is all AD, and very heavily so, except for Jensen. So if that Azir gets set behind, if he's constantly under pressure and just can't get that sort of presence that he needs in these fights, it'll be easy for the rest to have the itemization to sort of just stat check the remaining FlyQuest players.
Yeah. All right, everybody, looks like they're feeling pretty good so far. Last couple sips of coffee.
Gotta make sure you're ready.
A little bit more caffeine injection before we get on to the Rift. I mean, first week of LCS feels like there's just so much energy here being back, and with so many changes. quicker pace between the games. Looking forward already to next week. Some of the players, as soon as they were done, I was walking to the hallway past, Cloud9 members. They're already talking about, 14.2, getting on Champions Queue because the early patch is going to be there on Monday and Tuesday. They can get in, start testing things extremely early and get ready for next week. And we keep up the pace here, staying on the live patch.
Well, as we're still waiting to get into game number 1, it seems that we took a poll in chat and 81% of people think that FlyQuest is going to take the dub here against Immortals. This is the largest margin we have had so far in the Twitch chat vote in terms of, just absolutely who's going to win the game. It's over 4 times as likely. 81 is more than 4 times of 19.
Oh,
There's a little math lesson for the day.
Thank you, Teacher Flowers. Appreciate it, as always, FlyQuest. Well, they started out with a dub. Let's see if they can match Cloud9 and go for the 2-0 weekend.
Exactly. A lot of people had high expectations for this FlyQuest squad coming into this week. Inspired coming back into the league. Bwipo becoming active in the league again. Jensen's now here on the squad. A lot of people are expecting this to be a top-of-the-table team. Immortals, a lot of preseason predictions. The opposite for them. When we all flew our tier list yesterday,
very much the opposite.
Immortals was bringing up the rear across every single ranking. So I think these guys are going to have a lot to prove.
They certainly do, and sometimes it really lights a fire under your team as far as motivation, trying to prove the doubters wrong, prove the haters wrong. For a lot of these Immortals players, it kind of feels like some last chances here on the LCS stage, and they've gone through quite the journey. See what they can do here versus FlyQuest, though. Bwipo with the Ghost teleport Olaf. Counter pick, red side number 5 here up in the top lane.
And Bwipo's just someone who likes to theory craft about the game so much.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm looking at a matchup where it's like, okay, you need to know when you're going to have the power advantage, when you can engage on the guy, like what those situations look like when they're going to come out advantageous for you. This is a guy that I trust to study that, practice that, be a part of that as much as humanly possible. So I'm expecting there to be some kind of very early PvP up here in this top side that leads to some kills.
Definitely agree there. Inspired carry. Let's see, what do we got here? Immortal shirt signed by the players.
Nice. Okay, just a ward on the blue buff here, so Bwipo's going to keep an eye on that one. They know that at least Armao is not there right now. Yeah, we got some Immortals.
So FlyQuest may have won the Twitch chat vote, but Immortals got the cheers here in the studio.
Yeah, Immortals won the arena vote. FlyQuest won the internet vote. We'll have to see which one proves superior. As early on here, Mask and Jensen just trying to farm up, trading those back and forth a little bit. Both of these champions scaling incredibly. We've all seen the Corki Azir matchup enough times to know that this is not one we expect to be super active super early.
Yeah, especially with the changes to mid lane, moving the brush back makes it more difficult for junglers to surprise them. Both those mid laners, of course, farming mid laners as well as having inherent dashes in their kit is what makes that matchup so safe over the course of so many years. Meanwhile, bottom lane, this is what we were looking at. The pressure with Massu and Busio receiving the first gank, but having the ward in the pixel brush.
Armao going to wrap around the long way here. You can see, though, Inspired also pathing down towards this area. Armao could just be waiting for him, expecting Inspired to do the counter gank here. And yep, there it is. 1v1, this one's going to favor Vibe pretty much every single time, especially when the rotation from the bot lane comes in. Armao flashing away from the deadly flourish there.
That is one expensive ward that he just put up on blue buff. Flash for ward on blue buff to guarantee that for sure, 100%, Inspired is currently
doing the blue buff.
The blue buff.
All right, well, you have that information. Hopefully it ends up being worth a flash.
Yeah, fair enough, though. Of course, it is Rell, so you're going to have the Hex Flash, and you'll still have options. It's just not as snappy as a Flash, a Q Flash. Q Flash is just the bread and butter, the best and first combo you should learn on Rell, because it removes the reaction time from your opponents. It allows you for the Omega big AoE engages or just even solo engages. Nice little movement here from Busio, and he is rewarded with an arrow shot in the back of Olleh.
Massu and Busio both looked at as very valuable prospects coming into
In fact,
this.
the most valuable
prospects, some might say. MVP often standing for a different abbreviation, but it can also mean this one. As let's see what mid lane might turn into. Armao, I think, is going to pass through here. Not a whole lot to look at, but yeah, most valuable prospects. Busio in summer of 2022 as Olleh finds a pull on him down here in the bottom lane. But return fire from the FlyQuest bot side is going to make this still a relatively even trade, but Busio's got to be careful now having to blow that barrier. Olleh also spending the Ignite to get him that critically low.
And Inspired here has been hovering this rookie bottom lane here. Well, I mean, it's kind of cool how Busio was paired in his rookie year, you know, there with Double Lift and got so much training and mentoring, and now he's the mentor.
Yeah.
Coming in here and being 1 year ahead of Massu, and trying to be the elder in the bottom lane. Inspired, though, is really the one who has been hovering around, shadowing that Jhin Ashe lane, making sure they didn't fall prey to some Rell ganks plus blitz hook combinations. But Bwipo, I've got a fun stat for you.
All right,
what do you think? Because you saw the game yesterday where Bwipo was playing Udyr. What would your guess be as to his forward percentage? And that is the percentage of time in the first 14 minutes that Bwipo spent across the halfway point.
Oh, man.
You know it's high because he was playing Udyr and he was proxying a lot.
Okay,
so I'll give you that hint. It's over 50% for sure. So
61.
71%.
Okay, I got one of the numbers right. I'm gonna call that at
He was living in the enemy jungle, warding up the enemy jungle, taking the enemy jungler camps, doing all those really annoying Udyr things. And he's starting it off here with Olaf with a little bit of doing a little proxy farming there as well. But Armao's going to move right in, and off of the resets, they'll be the ones to trade that first dragon that FlyQuest got eventually for the grubs of their own.
Yeah, Ed and Eddie fall to Armao and Castle rotating down there just to make sure that they can get these uncontested. Remember, 5 is the sweet spot where you get to spawn the little grubbies.
Oh, yeah.
So that means they only have to get 2 of the next 3 and they will be in business. We'll keep track of whether or not that's possible or whether FlyQuest is able to stop them in time. Back in the mid lane, back in the top lane, everybody's got ultis up there in those solos, but down here in the bot side, it's Olleh landing the pull. But Massu's Deadly Flourish forces Immortals to fall back before they can find any more damage onto Busio. Only 3 CS separates the 2 players here, and there's that much extra in the ranged minions sitting around for Massu still to pick up. So very, very even lane state, honestly, across the board.
Yeah, I want to highlight the serrated Dirks that both AD carries have picked up, because this item is so strong with the lethality going to 1 armor penetration for value here. And that's part of the reason, the main reason that both of these AD carries have been so highly prioritized. With the lane pushing though, it makes it so dangerous.
A summoner has disconnected.
Quick little...
Okay, all I'm seeing in the in-game chat is lol, XD, XD, crying face. I'm not quite sure exactly what is transpiring here, but we know that it is not good.
XD, XD.
The XDs are in all caps.
I like yesterday. Yesterday, I think it was Insanity, where they had a long discussion in chat, and they're like, "All right, whatever. We're done with pauses. If we lag, we lag. Let's just go." I wonder what what the consensus will be today, but looks like everyone just take a quick little relaxation time.
Yeah. It's been a stressful 6 minutes and 58 seconds of early game. Like I say, very close laning phases all around.
Look at this heating pack placement here.
Got to keep your eyeballs
Both of them have the forehead, but then we also got the cheek heating going on.
Well, I think it's because Inspired's got glasses, so he can't have his eyeballs getting warmed up. So he has to have his cheeks get warmed up so the heat gets closer to his eyes. If your eyes don't stay warm, how are you supposed to pay attention to the minimap and everything?
All right, we got 3. Can we get 4? Can we go for 4?
Let's go. Let's go.
We've got 3 head right now. We need to at least get 4 head. If we get all 5,
that's what I want to see.
then we're gonna get some genius plays coming out.
This is the kind of mechanical practice that's going to take us to the next level here at the LCS. Yeah. That's what it's all about. I'm still not sure exactly what the pause is for.
I
but
almost
let you
called
guys
these
know.
hand warmers hot pockets, but
That would actually be a really hot pockets should get into making hand warmers.
yeah,
and they smell
you could
like
actually
a hot
use a hot pocket as a hand warmer too.
I've tried. I've burned my hands many times. It's not usually the best, but man, imagine if your hand warmer just smelled like it. That would be great.
True, it's not the most cleanly. Very, very serious on the Immortals side. FlyQuest are kind of relaxing. They're chilling.
FlyQuest is just going with the flow, man.
I mean, it does make sense. FlyQuest are the team already with a win on the weekend. So
Yeah.
probably chilling with their. Oh, there we go. Getting another one warmed up.
Yup. Got to stay cooking.
For us at the caster desk, we don't need the hand warmers because we have these giant lights that are blasting us all the time. So it stays nice and hot up here.
Well, I have just been told that the cause of the problem is that both teams on stage have lost their team comms. So, in the interest of having our players continue to play League of Legends instead of Microsoft Word typing to one another as they try to coordinate plays, we're trying to get that back online, and hopefully it'll be ready to go soon. Hopefully.
Team comms important for competitive play. Not so important for solo queue, I guess. Sometimes detrimental. People it's a very controversial topic. A lot of people want comms, so they're like, we can see the best case scenario where I can have coordinated strategy even with my solo queue teams.
Yeah.
But then they also worry about the other side of the coin.
Yeah, what happens when you get in the
you could
lobby?
have that chat turned into audio flame.
Your AD carry is a Draven player. Your top lane is a Riven player. Your mid lane is an Akali player. Your comms are doomed.
Well, let's see here. We got no updates as of yet. At least it's not the lag problem, honestly. To me, I feel like fixing the comms sounds easier than fixing the lag issue that they had to deal with yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, have we tried unplugging the microphones and putting them back into the computers?
Off
That's
and on again.
That normally works for me. I'm sorry, tech people behind the scenes. I sincerely appreciate you. I'm being a jackass.
How about we're all just really quiet and then we can just have them take
Man,
off?
you sound like the teachers back in like kindergarten and first grade when the kids was getting too rowdy. Like, wait, what if we all just
Let's
had a contest?
Let's have some quiet time.
Who could be the
everyone.
quietest kid? Here, watch this movie.
If we're taking a page out of the kindergarten book, we can just put some string in some cups and get those up there.
Oh, at first I thought you meant like
little
dangle the
telephone
string
cups.
in front of people as like a distraction. I'm like, man, I think that's for cats, not kindergartners.
Not trying to distract them, trying to get some solutions, real solutions, flowers.
Modern problems,
Some real
modern
high-tech solutions.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some string, some cup. Works
You
just fine.
replace the
Hey,
headset
jungle
slides
gank
with-
now. You know,
Jungle gank now.
it's not too complicated. Let me gank now, please.
Azir, press R.
Help! Corki's poking me. Somebody block this rocket.
Block the rock. Okay, let's see here. What do we have? What's going on? Well, we got a scuttle crab that's going to spawn in the river eventually.
I got something for you.
What you got?
This works. Did that show up?
Oh, wait. Yeah, we can play with emojis. What do we got?
We don't want to use too many.
What do you mean we don't want to use too many? There's nothing else going on right now.
There we go.
There you go. Everybody is a little bit sad about this. See, you're getting cheers.
All right. Yeah. Okay. You want to take a hand? Here you go.
Okay. I've never used this before. How do I do this?
I'm setting myself up here.
Okay.
What's Flower's gonna do? Is it?
Okay, put him there, and then you draw. Oh.
That just looks like, what are you hiding with the sticker that you're on? Oh, no. Oh, no?
Okay. Well, now I have been informed that while audio continues to fix things, we've got two most valuable prospects on our stage right now. And while we wait for the pause to resolve, let's find out who's next in this piece from the NACL. Let's.
Before this guy won this, he actually won this. And now these guys, they're trying to do the same.
He's looking for the killer instinct. He's going
Massu.
in. He finds two. He finds three.
Massu, you are utterly ridiculous. This guy is also trying to do what that guy did. And he didn't win one of those, but he did win this.
Welcome to the new era. A toast to our champions, disguised.
This guy played one split of LCS and then made semis at Worlds.
It's been a long journey, but I'm happy to be here now.
He's always been really good, but he finally made the comeback. Oh, and he did it with this guy. This guy won Academy, and he had some dreams.
I want to be like the best NA mid laner to go to Worlds, right?
Olleh, however, very, very low. Reinforced by the Zen ultimate, and the Pop Blossom is so awesome!
This kid? Yeah, this kid. He actually didn't win an Academy, but a lot of people thought he was good, and boy, were they right. This guy made Worlds his very first year as a player. It took him a while to get back. He even played with this kid.
They're going to be able to burst him down. He's trying to be able to get away with the help from the Hollowed Ground, but he just can't. So he got fused. He's wild growth, and they got the kill they need to.
But then, they did all of this together.
Walking into the brush, Contracts is ready to go. Olleh follows it up, and the helicopter crash lands. Contracts gets the 4th kill of the game there for Energy.
You know all of these names, but do you know the names of who's next? The future of the LCS starts right after the LCS. Welcome to Challengers League.
Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
All right, welcome back to the LCS, everybody. We're still working on fixing the microphones and the speakers, but boy, do we have a treat for you. As me and Kobe both realized that we would have failed a 2nd grade art class at this point in our lives, we brought our resident artiste in Emily Rand to come up here and draw some cool stuff on the monitor. So, Emily, what are we drawing?
Can you guys hear her?
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
All right, I can hear myself now, so hopefully they can hear me. You're setting this up like I'll be able to do something, but this is a mouse, so it feels like MS Paint, right?
No.
Like,
you'll get extra credit. You'll get extra credit for
difficult.
anything here.
You got
This is
How about
very, very difficult to
You
do.
practice now, and we'll try and get a vote from Twitch chat to see what you should
see
draw.
what Twitch chat wants
How
me to
about
draw?
Twitch chat? Spam Twitch chat with what you want Emily to draw, and we'll have a producer pick one.
That H was fancier than anything I've ever drawn in my life.
This is what I always draw by
What is
default. You'll
okay.
see. I feel like people are going to be able to tell what it is.
Let's see.
Hopefully.
Is it a Skarner Claw?
It is not. Wait, what? What did I? Oh, because that's for the telestrators. Hang on. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it a bird?
Yes.
Yes, a bird.
It looks like some Phoenix.
Yeah,
type
that's what it is.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
I always
Got
used to
it.
draw this on like. This is gonna sound weird. You know when you have like a sauce left over on your plate and you're just bored? No one did
You
this
were
as
a
kid.
sauce artist?
Yeah, and I would just get bored. Okay, you're about
All
to
right.
go back into the game. I'm gonna
Phoenix,
clear my shit out. Thank you for having me. Bye.
And just like the Phoenix, the game is about to be reborn. It's being chrono broken back exactly 8 seconds, from 6 minutes and 58 to 6 minutes and 50 flat. So not a whole lot should be changing. I hope I can reconnect my spectator because I still don't know the names of half the new items, and otherwise I'm just going to be guessing.
That's okay. I got you covered.
All right.
I've been hard at work in Champs Queue, spamming games. We know them all.
I like that. Do you even know the name of that one that has 2 made-up words, the MR item?
Yes. It's funny because I was joking about it in the caster room before you guys even brought it up as well. Because I did the same thing as you. I was like, Kanik Rookern? What is a Rookern? It sounds
What is
like
Kanik?
Yeah. So he looked it up and it doesn't mean anything. A rook is a bird, and a rookery is where you keep those birds.
It's also the building in chess.
Yeah, exactly. But a Rookern is new. It is a League of Legends item.
But what does Kanik mean?
It probably means some weird rune magic.
Oh.
It's not a current word, but it's probably something to do with the lore. Because the runes on the Kanik Rookern look kind of like Riven Sword runes.
Oh, so it's like ancient magic or something. I never read Riven Sword. It's just ancient magic.
There is, I forget who made it, the sword, but there's some special people who made the sword. I think the same people made the Kanik Rookern.
All right, okay. I'm down with that. Well, we are back into the game, and Bwipo has found Castle here in the topside river. Just going to take a quick little trade with them. But once again, just the parity between the lanes right now, between the roles, I should say, because jungle also sitting on just like neck and neck farm. It's a very, very even first 8 minutes of the game.
It certainly is. Especially since we went back those 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's 8 seconds of more parity.
That really evened it out. It is going to be some exciting times coming, though, because I always love our early support recall timers for Blitzcrank. I was hoping that we were going to get a roam here from Olleh, but he's coming out through the gate now. Maybe there's a roam. He's going to link up with Armao. In day one, of course, it's only just one game. Tactical, though.
The curtain call's opened up. Tactical gets ulted on top of ulted. The first blood goes back over to Massu with the curtain call, but it was Inspired locking him down to set it up.
Flowers, your support left, you back to base, coming back out, and you just get 3v1'd under tower with a Vi ult to make sure the Jhin snipes are going to be able to come through. Really well done for FlyQuest there. Very nice timing for them, and Olleh going to take a lot of damage.
Is not good for Olleh. He just now gets back to lane, does not think that Busio is still in that bush, ends up getting caught. The deadly flourish plus the follow-up from the Ashe now means that even after just recalling, he's sitting in lane with less than half HP.
All right, well, FlyQuest with the first blood money in the correct place. Ghost Blade Rush is done. Right on time there. 9.5 minutes.
So strong.
Ghost Blade done. And it feels good too, because even though you're skipping boots, you can just activate it as you walk right back to lane. The lethality rush, so good right now. So we'll see what Massu can do with so much of the story here of this FlyQuest team coming in, is the pairing of those veteran voices in Jensen, Inspired, and Bwipo with the young bottom lane. And with Massu getting the early money, see how well he can use it.
Exactly. You could see a little bit of an attempt there on Jensen. Nothing super serious coming through from Immortals. But we've got, what is that, 25 seconds until the next Drake of the game spawns. You've also got the second trio of the grubs spawned up in the topside river, so neutral objectives available on both sides right now. I'm curious where everybody wants to focus first. Remember, it was first 3 grubs to Immortals, first Drake back over to FlyQuest, Chains of Corruption flies out, but it misses. Olleh wanting to try to see if he could pick one up on Massu with a little bit of a sleight of hand trick, hoping that his focus was over on Busio instead, but not quite going to work there. Armao down here on this bot side river, still looking around to see if there might be any opportunities. As you can see, Mask also hanging around, trying to rotate down, has the package ready to go.
Yeah, trying to get your timers down for packages is one of the biggest things. Busio had no flash.
Busio's in some trouble. The crash down, crashes right on him. And Armao is the one to pick up the kill. Now with a man advantage and a package advantage, you would have to think Immortals can secure this Drake. Mask just going to fly back into the mid lane, going in on Jensen. Finds a lot of burst, but now doesn't want to go too far, as Immortals will still look for more here in the bottom lane. Olleh is dialing these in. Massu getting hit again, but he's the one opening up the curtain call. Tactical needs some fancy feet. Except the 4th shot missed, but the 4th shot alone can't get it done. It is enough pressure, though, to stop Immortals from being able to do the Drake.
I always love the mind games on dodges, because it starts out, at the lowest level, you're like, they're just gonna run in a straight line, right? Easy to hit them. Then you go to this step 2 and you're like, they're gonna zigzag back and forth constantly.
Yeah.
But then, nice little slow movement there from Tactical. Did not have too jerky of movement. Was able to dodge enough of the bullets, and he got hit by the last one. Now it's up to Armao to try and steal. Fortunately for them, Rell's got a giant damage modifier on Q, and so Q smite for Rell, if you let him do an attempt at a 50-50, is huge, but nice little push out there from FlyQuest. They force him away.
Yep, bringing in Busio and Jensen just a second or 2 earlier. Made it so they were able to get that done. Yup, there's no follow-up. It doesn't mean a damn thing, but he hit it, and that's what matters. FlyQuest end up getting their second Drake here. There is a ward from them as well on that topside grub pit. Remember that with all 3 grubs going over to Immortals in the first rotation, FlyQuest wants to get at least 2 of these second 3 to stop them from being able to spawn the little grublings whenever they're pushing.
Those little grublings, the Void Mites, the Eds or the Kevins, depending on which camp you're in right now.
They're always the Eds for me. Kevin's just something some guy made up. Ed, and Eddie, that was my childhood. I'm going with childhood here.
I was 100% with you at the beginning. I originally was calling them Eds too, but the Kevins is kind of growing on me.
Kind of caught on for
I might be like a 50-50.
Okay. That's like the most chaotic option. You just don't even call them the same thing. It's like calling them Drakes and Dragons and Dragons and Drakes.
For sure, whenever I'm casting with you, I'll call them Eds.
I appreciate that. You're a real friend.
Yeah, I got you. but then I might go rogue.
That's okay. Hey, you gotta do what's right in the moment. I can respect that. Tactical, trying to continue keeping the pressure on Massu down here as Olleh just wants to keep clearing out wards. Blitzcrank loves being able to play from the fog. And Olleh is going to guarantee he can do just that. Another ward placed down over the wall there from Busio as he's trying to get rid of some of the vision that Immortals are setting up. Minion wave about to crash into the turret. Inspired is here. Olleh now could be in some trouble, but Tactical's the one getting focused. Armao coming in with a Magnet Storm as Tactical tries to get all the way out. It's Armao who has to sacrifice his life as Immortals were not ready for the reinforcements from FlyQuest.
Yeah, I think they gave FlyQuest so much time to prepare their counter engage there. FlyQuest were 100% ready for this with Inspired hovering. Jensen with his finger, his camera, both over the bottom side of the map, so ready to teleport in. And if you whiff that engage there, as Armao jumped in, didn't get anything there with the Rell engage, Jensen just closes the door with his teleport in the backside. Gets one there for FlyQuest.
And with all the focus around the bot side play near FlyQuest Tier 1 turret, it's important to note the second Ed Netty didn't get taken by anyone. They disappeared at the 14-minute mark as the Rift Herald spawned. So now that those aren't on the table, there will be no grubblings for either side this game. Only the 3 picked up by Immortals are going to be relevant. The Herald now also available as a big objective to take, with Mass going in, looking to continue trading aggressively onto Jensen here. Chunks him down to about 1/4 HP.
Busio got spotted heading over towards this way as he gets his much easier now Tri-Brush ward down for the extra vision for their side lane since they rotated Jensen on over there. Honestly though, Herald has a ton of pushing power nowadays, and so Immortals gonna try and snag this one up, try and get their first tower for them with the use of that Herald.
Jensen with an advantage in HP over Mask. Okay, they might have missed the Ashe arrow, but it don't even matter. Jensen gets the better of him in the Corki Azir matchup. Gets himself his second kill of the game here on that champ. FlyQuest up to almost a 1,500 gold lead thanks to that.
That's really going to make the game hard to play for Immortals. That kill right there, Jensen getting the flash and the extra money here, taking down Mask, plus them flexing their muscles here with having Busio hover between lanes in Fog of War to be able to throw out Ashe arrows. That's going to get more dangerous later on. So Jensen will be very confident split pushing as well as having FlyQuest group up for these dragons. So it means Immortals are not going to have very good options later in the game. You know, FlyQuest are going to have the split push there with Hexplate, Experimental Hexplate, Olaf, plus the Azir having side lane pushing advantages. And they're going to be able to make you group up towards dragon stacking as well and have really good setups. So Immortals, they're in another really tough spot here. We'll see what they can do moving forward. They do have a pretty high value item completion in the Frozen Heart for Armao. Attack speed slow, works quite well versus every single champ on FlyQuest. But if he's not in there in range and able to survive, might be difficult for them to pull off. Let's take a look here though as the dragon timer approaches. 30 seconds ahead of time, Flowers, trying to get vision superiority first. Pick up your package, get into place. You've got a Blitzcrank, you've got the Corki package. Hopefully here for Immortals, they should be able to make this timing and this setup work for them to stop the dragon stacking.
Right, the Corki package is always so huge. It's one of the things that makes this champion as strong as he is whenever he's in the meta, is how incredibly powerful he can play around neutral objectives when that package is available. As you can see, Immortals utilizing the strength they know they have with that to clear away this vision. Make sure they maintain priority over this bot side. River, nice pull coming out from Olleh, and Inspired is immediately bursted down. Busio and Massu now have to fall back as the teleport comes in. Castle's ready to reinforce. It's 5 men from Immortals here in the bot side River. Mask went back over into the mid lane to push the wave out and apply a little bit of extra pressure as FlyQuest brings up Bwipo and Jensen from the bottom lane. However, another beautiful pull from Olleh means Bwipo's in a bad spot. The curtain call opens up and Olleh's the target. Everybody else falls in to protect the president and they still can't block the bullet. Luckily, the president's wearing a football helmet and he's still gonna walk away. Now Armao going in. He tries to hit the Q flash, but it ain't gonna work. Jensen escapes, and now Immortals are right back onto the Drake. There is no Jhin ulti. There is no Ashe ulti. Immortals are still trying to burst this down before Inspired is able to make his way back into the fight. Castle with a little bit of damage up the wall as Immortals get the Drake and have to get out. Everybody can disengage, and the objective goes to IMT.
They do it. They stop the dragon stacking using those two pieces we're highlighting, the vision control with the Blitzcrank and the Corki package. With those two timings here, really good job for Immortals to actually get the pull onto Inspired. The perfect target, taking out the enemy jungle immediately so that you have full smite advantage. Then they immediately teleport in for the 5v4 advantage. And it gets a little bit dicey because FlyQuest don't want to let them have it just because they picked off Inspired and they try and fight them off. But Olleh does pull in the Olaf and get a nice little chunk on him there, taking away a lot of the front line threats, allowing them to again go right back over towards the dragon. As they all kind of moved down a little bit. Olleh was just standing there, and the line just edged down a little, so his shoulder's poking out, but he's fine. As he said, he's got the protective gear on, and they were able to at least get the dragon and then get out, although they did lose a tower for it.
Jensen going in big after Mask, manages to hit him there with a shuffle. Busio showing up to guarantee it as FlyQuest find another pick here in the bottom lane. Nearly 3,000 gold lead now. Jensen, 3 out of the 4 kills for the team here on the Azir.
This is another one of the big stories people were tracking with FlyQuest. Jensen, after his time on Dignitas, having definitely a rough score for the team, but still putting in a lot of work in a lot of those games. And so people still had faith in him as being, one of these great LCS mid laners, and now being paired in this roster here with so many veterans and the younger bottom lane on FlyQuest, it really does seem to be coming together. Jensen having a great performance this time around, of course, with multiple kills onto Mask, onto the Corki, picking the Azir into the Corki, and then getting a lot of these advantages. And guess what, Flowers? Death cap on that Azir to follow up Nashor's Tooth. Jensen is going to pummel them now.
He is ready to do some heavy lifting. But remember, we are trying to get you all more involved in the show here in 2024. So if Jensen is the person that you would want to hear from at the end of this game, should FlyQuest win, go ahead and let us know in the chat. Or if you want to hear from somebody else, let us know who you would like to most likely see interviewed in the event of the FlyQuest dub, just so we can make sure we're giving you all those interviews that you want the most, as Immortals are pulling up the Rift Herald here in the mid lane. Gonna just use that one. It's no driver. Self-driving car crashes right into the turret, takes that one out. Immortals are going to get some value there, but FlyQuest should be able to stop this. There it is, before it gets that second charge.
Yeah, if you don't drive it, you don't get the Void Mites, but if you're going to kill the tower anyway, the Void Mats from the outer tower don't make it all the way up to the secondary tower.
They have a very short life.
Yeah, it's like those baby turtles trying to get to the water.
Oh man, that's grim.
But none of the Void Mites get to the second tower, Flowers.
No, there's seagulls and alligators and all sorts of stuff just chomping them. All right, FlyQuest is invading the enemy blue jungle now. They want to steal away this buff. Remember, now that Baron's on the map, we're at that point of the game where the buff becomes team-wide. Stealing these away can just help a ton. And there it is, all 5 blue buffed up on the side of FlyQuest. We'll see. I'm still got my eyes so much on the supports, man. Both of them have so much pick potential with the arrows and the pulls. Yeah. I think that there's always a chance for either side to just have a great fight start. But FlyQuest, they're only concerned about fighting the Baron right now, and it seems like Immortals don't really know what's going on. We're finally seeing a couple pings over in the area. The Baron's at about half HP. Olleh's gonna lead the charge. He'll look for a pull on somebody. Baron down to 1,200. It's already gonna be smited. Immortals was too slow, and Baron was too low. Armao was already down. Bwipo survives, and Castle can't do a thing. The volley in his face makes him no more, as Mask, Tactical, and Olleh have to try to get out now. Man, FlyQuest made that look easy.
It was really good placement here from both, Busio flashing away from the hook, and then Jensen says, "You shall not pass," with his Azir ulti. They stop the engage right in his tracks. Let's take a look at how it started out, though. Immortals, they feel like they gotta go for the risky play. The Baron's getting low. Armao says, "I'm going for the steal." They got the stun on him beforehand, so he couldn't get in there in time.
Yep.
So it's just really good stuff from Busio. Now, he flashes away from the Blitz hook. He's able to get out his Ashe arrow. Then Jensen puts up the Azir wall, and there's just no more forward movement there. Completely stopped at every angle here. by FlyQuest.
Really nice little movement from Bwipo at the very end there too, right as the Baron goes down and they deal with Armao, because the piercing arrow just barely missed him that was flying out there from Tactical. He was at such low HP, and the Varus having 2 lethality items, I feel like that would have taken him out.
Oh yeah.
But nice little dodge from Bwipo to guarantee that they didn't lose anything there. 5,500 gold lead for FlyQuest. They're also up a Drake, with the Drake alive on the map that will guarantee them soul points should they secure it. I don't think Immortals is going to have a very easy time contesting this, but they're still moving up, looking like they want to. Dragon already secured, though. That's another thing with Azir. When you have Fed Azir on your team, these neutral objectives just melt.
They certainly do. Jensen's bringing the damage, no problem, that's covered. Plus, I just really love the confidence of the FlyQuest bottom lane. Busio, sometimes when you're playing the Ashe Jhin into a Blitzcrank lane, especially with another engager like the Rell, you can start to play really scared. You know, you'll lose all of your presence as the squishy range support. But Busio has been so confident, not allowing them to kill him more than once, flashing away from a lot of these key Blitzcrank pulls, and is constantly finding Armao, hitting him with the Ashe ultimate. Again there by Dragon, just making sure he's not even going to get anywhere close to stealing it. And FlyQuest, it sets them up with Dragon Soul points, with the Baron buff in their hands, so that Bwipo can split push on bottom side as well, up to the tower. Let that cannon minion do some work for him, and they go B.
Yeah, Immortals thought they were going to try to hard force this. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Olleh for Inspired. You'd rather have the jungler killed off than the support, so I guess you can call that all right, but I don't think FlyQuest is done quite yet. Jensen and Busio still looking around as Massu pushes out the mid lane, just trying to accelerate his own experience and farm state with that. Busio is going to regroup with him as Jensen falls back to the tier 2 turret. He's going to keep protecting that bottom lane. Massu with the Baron buff on the minions, providing a lot of pressure here in mid onto the tier 2 turret, but does not want to stick around too long, recognizes that play in bot is already done, and IMT players should be on their way soon.
All right, nice little reset here from FlyQuest. They just had their lead fully secured here. Immortals going to have a hard time venturing out to make a comeback play, but that's what you have to do. Yeah. You have to lead with sweeper, you have to clear out, make sure there are no wards where you're going, and then only play on 2 lanes. You're kind of hoping that FlyQuest will try and play on all 3 lanes, since they do have good split pushing and they have such a big lead. And then you just want to concentrate your forces on maybe even just 1 lane and go with the Blitzcrank plus the Varus to try and find that pick. But at the very least, only play on 2, just sacrifice 1. You know, FlyQuest have a big advantage, so they're going to push in somewhere, and you just try and set up camp, try and make your surprise play, pick somebody off, and then try and turn that pick into maybe an objective bounty, try and get some real comeback money going.
I mean, there's still that problem that you talked about a little bit earlier, though, with Bwipo here on the Olaf. This guy has so much pressure in the side lane. He's up 50 farm against his lane opponent in Castle with the Aatrox. And Castle now just getting wombo comboed with the arrow. Not going to hit in time. So Castle can get away, does use the World Ender there. And considering he's forced back, it's so easy for Jensen to take out the tier 2 turret here on the top side. Immortal's going to do the same thing down in bottom lane and at least get themselves an objective bounty.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about here. When Immortals make the call that is necessary, even though FlyQuest are going to get more out of it, they're going to push on all 3 lanes here. Immortals try and concentrate their forces onto Bwipo. Unfortunately for them, Olaf can go immune to CC. Pops that, and he's got the experimental hexblade to buff up his move suit, so he gets right out of there. But Immortals got an objective bounty. And if you just try and evenly match FlyQuest, you're going to lose at all points.
Right.
So rather lose 2 points and then at least win 1 and get some money back than just lose all 3.
You got to make some kind of a sacrifice when you're down 5,000 gold, right? Like, your opponents are just at such a natural advantage. There is less than 90 seconds until what will be the soul for FlyQuest if they can secure that Drake. There's also only 45 seconds until the Baron. If you're in Immortal's spot right now, the pressure is on. How do you navigate this?
Carefully, Flowers.
That's a good answer. Okay.
Trepidatiously. Check every brush, check every corner. Currently, there are 2 wards behind several members of IMT. Bwipo does have his teleports, and his ultimate is back up, and he just completed his Jack show as well. So 3-item Olaf will come barreling towards you as well. If FlyQuest just push out again on side lanes and then force the issue here, the Dragon's only 40 seconds away, and as long as FlyQuest keep a little bit of vision around Baron, the Hail Mary play for Immortals isn't really open to them of trying to rush the Baron down. They get a pull.
Yeah, the pull on Bwipo, though, is not quite the one they want. Mask is going to be focused down to the front line before anybody else, and Castle is not strong enough to zone away the rest of FlyQuest. Bwipo is still berserking through enemy lines with the Ragnarok, and finally wears away, but Armao is going to die. Jensen dominating 9-3 game, 2-0 fight. FlyQuest marching down the mid lane.
They pulled in a rabid Olaf, and they don't want anything to do with that Viking. They're going to run him right down. FlyQuest now are able to take probably both objectives. Let's see, they're sending Busio down to scout out the dragon and make sure that there's no headlong rush. Jensen is with him, so they also have damage here to back up the scout.
I mean, they got such good enemy players as their picks. The jungler, so there's no steal potential. The Corki, so there's no poke or package threat. Probably the best two guys you could have eliminated there if you could only get two. Tactical, that was Q auto, by the way. About 60% of his health from just 2 hits there from Jensen's Azir.
Yeah.
As now with the Baron claimed, FlyQuest went ahead, did their recall with most of the other players. They're going to bring everybody down to the Drake now. It will be exactly what you said, my friend. It's a Baron into an Ocean Soul. I like the attempt there from Tactical. Just shoot the arrow over the wall. Hope he randomly missmites it, but not going to happen. This game is now FlyQuest's to lose all the way.
I love it when people start buying the potions as well. You know, when you have these kind of last chance fights, that 500 gold is for sure worth it for the temporary power boost, just to even have a chance at coming out ahead, getting that little bit of an edge, even though you aren't going to have a lot longer left in the game with the Dragon Soul as well as the Baron pushing power coming through here and the giant item lead that FlyQuest have. They're not even going to play all 3 lanes anymore. They're like, forget it. We're just going to push on 2 and make sure we can get right inside the base.
I mean, we were talking about these most valuable prospects in Massu and Busio, and man, they're having a good game here. Both of them tied for highest kill participation on their team. We've been hyping up the Jensen Azir because, yeah, he's 6 out of the 9 kills, but 7 kill participation for both bottom laners. Olleh again is going fishing and catching a damn shark. Inspired ends up getting the kill, and Bwipo leads the charge. It's 2 dead on FlyQuest with a long-range snipe. Double kill back over to Inspired to make it 3. Bwipo is not done, but Immortals sure are. FlyQuest pushing straight onto the Nexus turrets now as Mask will not stop anybody. FlyQuest still pushing this one as Jensen, he does not fall. He has the stasis to guarantee that he stays alive. FlyQuest still has all 5 players in the enemy base. Immortals tried, but Immortals died. FlyQuest gets themselves a 2-0 week 1.
When did they give Olaf an 800 range dash, Flowers? That seems scary.
Pretty OP.
That's a dangerous design choice.
Yeah, Olleh, unfortunately, when you go for the hook and the Olaf just wants to hop on that train, it's going to be a bad time. FlyQuest looking pretty good in that one. Immortals, it's back to the drawing board. A 0-2 week to start things off in spring 2024 for them.
FlyQuest all smiles here after their 2-0 week. Very, very big confidence builder for this squad that was put together. So many changes coming through for FlyQuest. They got new jerseys, new setup, and starting out 2-0.
The returning veterans are performing. The rookies are performing. This is great. Well, Busio's not technically a rookie by definition, but you know what I mean. The newer guys are performing. You love to see it. The team looks like they really are going to be one of those top of the table threats that people were expecting.
Yeah, it's all coming together for their side. Immortals, as you said, though, back to the drawing board. You know, the good thing is next week, new patch, and there are going to be significant changes because this season didn't have an actual preseason. Right. Feels like there are so many things they have to catch up on changing, and so we're going to get hit with a whole bunch of them. So Immortals, get in the lab, get cooking, and see what you can mix up.
I mean, it's going to be so important this year in the LCS. Like Wednesday patches into Saturday games. You've got a few days to play on it, the ability to discover and innovate is going to be so much more highly prized. It's going to give your team so much more efficacy. If you're the only ones that can actually understand what the hell's going on, hey, you're going to get a lot more wins than you otherwise would. But with the game wrapped up, we're joining Raz and Bwipo on stage for an interview.
What's up, everyone? I got the victorious Bwipo right next to me. Congratulations on the win, brother.
Thank you very much. It was a slow game, but I had fun later.
That's true.
Took a while though.
Licorice was behind. It was behind the scenes, like talking about the Olaf pick, how 1v9 it was when it came into the draft.
Yeah, I mean, this composition, I was talking to my teammates at the end, like, because we changed up the way we normally play. I think we would have focused more resources on the Azir because he was getting like really fed, getting solo kills and stuff. But I kind of muted, like, drowned out the comms, and I was just playing with my own solo queue game because I felt like once I got my third item, they actually couldn't kill me. And it's nice to see that, in fact, they could not kill me.
True. Now, Twitch chat ended up voting you for the interview. They wanted to hear your insight because it's been a long time. 503 days is the official number of like how long it's been since you've been back here. So like, how's it been? Because I feel like you've been streaming a lot and you've been coaching aspiring top laners on the side. So just talk to me about that time.
I was just trying to rediscover what exactly I was passionate about. I mean, I'm very fortunate that, you know, I love League of Legends, and fortunately, it turns out that I can play, I can coach, I can cast, I can, there's a few things. I'm not great at all of them yet, but I feel like I could be. So, like, I feel very blessed. So I took that time off to try and figure out what am I really passionate about? Like, what am I going to be the best at? And how can I distinguish myself from other players in terms of my own personal value to a team? Because for me, I felt like when I was playing on TL especially, like, I just wasn't the player that I used to be. Trying to rediscover what made Bwipo valuable to a team. Like, what made people want to get this guy on a team? How can I bring my best self? And the conclusion I came to was actually that I think I'm flexible. Like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah.
And I think I push that so much further than a lot of other top laners, where regardless of what the team needs, I'm going to work very hard to make sure I deliver that. And I think that I didn't do that on TL, and that's my number one regret, where I kind of just, I didn't push myself beyond, like way beyond, you know, like beyond what other people expected. I thought like, oh, I'm doing this, and that's a little better than what the other guys are doing. That should be enough. No, it never was for me in the past. I always wanted to do more than anyone else wanted to for their team. And I just don't think I delivered that in that 1 year. So it makes sense that I got a year off. I was very salty about it, but it's just, I don't know. It was a really tough year for me mentally. Like, it was really tough to rediscover myself, but I'm happy that I'm back on stage and I get to show. Like, this game, for example, no one thinks Olaf scales well. Like, no one picks Olaf and thinks, oh, he's going late game.
Yeah.
I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, just give me 30 minutes. I'll be there with 3 items to do, and I'm gonna run them over. Like, there's no counterplay. And I'm really happy that I got to show that. Where, like, I remember when I picked Olaf in the last split I played in summer.
Yes.
Like, people were mentioning it's a lane counter pick. I never considered that. I don't think he is. I really think this type of game is exactly how I envision Olaf. And I'm super happy that I get to show my style, and I get to show people that, like, you can have fun your own way. You know, like, you play your own game, and I want to inspire people to play League the way they enjoy it. And the only thing it takes is a little bit of preparation, and then obviously you want to be able to execute. But yeah, I was really happy that I got to show that off.
I'm glad you're happy about it. I'm sure you guys are happy about it. Everyone is home. Happy to see you back on stage. Thank you again for this interview. There's going to be a lot more wins to come, I'm sure. Now, we got to hear some noise about this game because you guys had a lot of talking to do. And on top of that, we got a game after this, NRG versus Dignitas. We'll see you guys after this.
I'm dead here, probably. Dead? Yeah, I'm dead. Never mind.
Wait. Coming. We can't do Dragon anymore, though.
Yeah.
Wait.
Catch power?
Yeah, I can.
Blitz no flash. I'll ult Rell. I'll ult Rell.
We need to stop Rell there. Vision
go.
We got it. We can fight here, yeah. We can fight here. I'm killing Rell first.
Yeah. Front to back.
I'm backing up. I
wait.
We need help here.
Okay. Blitz no flash. Blitz no flash. Out with Nash. We have Nash. Just reset for tempo. Go Drake. No point chasing. Nice.
Good job, guys. This guy's hitting our mid wave.
Good if you TP on the...
I got him. I'm fighting here, okay? I'm just gonna kill this Blitz.
I'm Corki. I'll hit Aatrox.
I'm just going forward, okay?
We're on Aatrox.
Yeah. I don't die. Just go. I don't die.
Yeah, I can Q flash. I just killed this guy. I think it's fine.
Let's
see what the
Should we end or not? End or play for objectives?
I
mean, you guys are low, no? We should... Okay, then we do solo Nash, no?
Solo Nash, yeah. First Nash.
Yeah, we check and Azir just hold... No. We go Nash and Azir just holds the point. What if they go on him on Drake?
Look what I've just made. The perfect pearl.
Not too bad, but check this out.
Whoa, a true Venus clam.
Red Bull gives you wings.
The new Red Bull Sea Blue Edition with the taste of Juneberry. Wings for every taste.